Hey, Jack. It is so good to see you here. I feel like I have not seen you in ages. How are you doing today?
I am fine, thank you. And you?
I am fine too.
That is good.
Do you hear that? That silence right there? That is the sound of a conversation hitting a brick wall. Jack and I just did exactly what almost every English learner is taught to do. I asked a question, he gave a standard textbook answer, and then the energy just disappeared from the room. We are standing here at a party with music playing and people talking, but our conversation is already over because of those two little words, I am fine.
It is a habit that is very hard to break. When you are learning English, one of the very first things you memorize is that exchange. Question, how are you? Answer, I am fine, thank you. And you? It feels safe. It feels polite. But in the real world, especially when you are talking to friends or colleagues, saying you are fine when you are actually having a difficult day can make you feel even more lonely. It also stops you from actually practicing the language of your real life.
Exactly. Today, we are going to break that I am fine myth. We are going to look at how to be honest about your feelings without making things awkward or heavy. If you want to move past those basic textbook phrases and start sounding like a real person who has real feelings, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. We share these short, pocket-sized lessons every week to help you navigate real-life English with confidence.
Let's go back to our scene at the party. Imagine it is Tuesday evening. You have worked all day. Your boss gave you a lot of extra tasks. You are tired. You are at this party because you want to be social, but you are not feeling 100%. Someone walks up to you with a big smile and asks how you are. Emma, what is the internal struggle there?
The struggle is that you feel like you have only two choices. Choice one is to lie and say everything is great. Choice two is to tell the whole truth and say something like, I am miserable, I am so stressed, my life is hard right now. The problem is that the second choice is too heavy for a party. It makes the other person feel like they have to become your therapist.
That is a great point. We don't want to turn a small talk moment into a therapy session. That is why we use the 20% honesty rule. This is the secret for B1 learners who want to be authentic. You don't give 100% of your bad news. You give 20%. You give just a little hint that things are not perfect.
I love that. 20% honesty. It means you're being real, but you're still being a good party guest. So how do we actually say that? We need better words than just fine, good, or bad. Let's look at some adjectives that are perfect for this middle ground. The first one is long, as in, it has been a long day. Jack, when a native speaker says it has been a long day, what do they really mean?
They mean they are tired. They mean they have done a lot of work or faced a lot of small problems. It's a very safe way to say you are exhausted without complaining too much. If I say to you, Emma, it has been a long day, I am inviting you to understand me, but I am not asking you to cry with me.
Another great word is hectic. This is a fantastic word for A2 and B1 learners to add to their pocket. Hectic means very busy and a little bit crazy. If your office was full of phones ringing and people shouting and deadlines passing, you had a hectic day. It sounds much more natural than saying, I had a very busy day at my job.
I also really like the word rough, a rough day or a rough week. This is a bit stronger than a long day. It implies that things were difficult. Maybe you had a disagreement with a friend or your car broke down. Saying, I've had a bit of a rough start to the week tells the person that you are struggling a little, but the word bit softens it. It keeps it at that 20% level.
Let's try a few more. What about under the weather?
That is a classic. It specifically means you feel a little bit sick. Maybe you have a headache or a cold. It's much better than saying I am sick, because I am sick sounds like you should be in a hospital. I'm a bit under the weather just means you are not at your best.
And my favorite for when you are just socially tired is low energy. You can say, I'm a little low energy tonight. It's so honest and relatable. Everyone has felt that way.
So we have these words, long, hectic, rough, under the weather, and low energy. But just saying the word isn't enough. We need a way to start the sentence. A very natural way to introduce 20% honesty is to use the phrase, to be honest.
Yes. To be honest, it's been a bit of a long day. Or, to be honest, I'm feeling a little under the weather. It prepares the listener for the fact that you are not going to give the standard I am fine answer. It creates a small moment of intimacy.
Now, here is the most important part of the lesson. This is the pivot technique.
If you only say the negative thing, the conversation might still stop because the other person doesn't know what to say next. To pivot means to turn. You state your honest feeling, and then you turn the conversation back towards something neutral or positive.
The formula is simple. Honest feeling plus the word but plus a positive observation. Let's try it with our party scene. Jack, ask me how I am again.
Hey Emma, how are you doing?
To be honest, it's been a bit of a long day at work, but I am so happy to finally be here and relax.
See what happened there? She was honest about the long day, but she used but to pivot to being happy to be at the party. Now I can respond to either part. I can say, oh, I'm sorry to hear work was tough. Or I can say, I'm glad you made it. Have you tried the snacks? The conversation stays alive.
Let's try another one. This time, I'll be the one asking. Jack, you are feeling a bit under the weather with a slight headache. Use the pivot. Jack, how have you been?
Honestly, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, but I didn't want to miss your birthday celebration.
That is perfect. It makes me feel special because you came even though you don't feel great, and it explains why you might be a little quiet. It is so much more meaningful than just saying, I'm fine. We should practice these together. If you are listening at home or on your commute, try to say these out loud with us. We will start with the honest feeling and then add the pivot. Emma, give us the first one. Repeat after me. To be honest, it's been a bit of a hectic morning, but I'm glad I have a few minutes to chat now.
That is a great one for the office coffee break. Let's try one for when you are feeling tired. Repeat after me. I'm a little low energy tonight, but I'm really enjoying this music.
Let's do one more for a difficult day. Repeat after me. It's been a bit of a rough week, but things are starting to look up.
Things are starting to look up is a beautiful idiom. It means things are getting better. Using that at the end of a sentence shows that you are a positive person, even if you are having a hard time. It is the ultimate pivot.
Now, Jack, we should talk about the filter. Do we use 20% honesty with everyone? If I am buying a bus ticket and the driver asks, how are you? Should I tell him about my hectic morning?
Probably not. That is a different social situation. We call that transactional English. The bus driver is not looking for a connection. He is looking for a polite signal that you are a friendly person, so he can sell you the ticket and move to the next person. In those cases, I'm fine, thanks, or doing well, thank you, is actually the correct choice.
So the 20% honesty rule is for people you have a relationship with. Friends, family, colleagues you like, or even people you are meeting for the first time at a social event like a party or a wedding. It is for when you want the other person to actually know you.
Right. It is about building a bridge. When you say, I'm fine, you are putting up a wall. When you say, it's been a long day, but I'm glad to see you, you are opening a door and inviting the other person to walk through it.
I think many learners are afraid that if they say something negative, they will sound like they are complaining. But the secret is in the adjectives we chose. Words like hectic or long describe the situation, not your personality. You aren't saying, I am a miserable person. You are saying, the day was hectic. There is a big difference.
And remember the word bit. A bit of a long day. A little under the weather. A bit hectic. These small words are like cushions. They make the honesty feel soft and manageable. They keep the honesty at that 20% level we talked about.
This is such a powerful tool for your pocket English. It takes you from being a student who repeats memorized lines to being a communicator who shares real life. And that is what this podcast is all about. We want you to feel like yourself when you speak English, not like a robot in a textbook.
If you found these phrases helpful, please give this video a like. It really helps other learners find our lessons. And if you have a phrase you like to use when you are not feeling 100%, leave it in the comments. We love reading your stories and seeing how you use these patterns in your own lives.
Before we go, we have a challenge for you. This is the 20% challenge. Sometime in the next week, when a friend or a colleague asks you how you are, I want you to avoid the word fine, just once.
Even if you are having a great day, you can still be honest. You can say, to be honest, I'm feeling really energized today because I finished a big project. Honesty doesn't always have to be about bad things. It is about being specific.
But especially if you are tired or busy, try one of our new words. Use hectic, long, or low energy. And don't forget the pivot. Use but to say something positive about the current moment.
It might feel a little scary the first time you do it. Your brain will want to say, I'm fine, because it is an old habit. But when you see the other person's reaction, when you see them lean in and actually listen to you, you will realize how much more interesting English can be.
You have the tools now. You have the vocabulary, you have the pivot technique, and you know how to use your social filter. Your English is growing one pocket-sized step at a time, and we are so proud of the progress you are making.
Keep practicing. Keep being brave with your honesty. And remember that real communication is about connection, not perfection.
We will see you in the next lesson. Until then, take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy your English journey.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Or if it's been a hectic one, we hope it gets better from here. Goodbye.